Joining us now, Gary Byler. He is a candidate for a delegate in the Virginia Beach area. How you doing, Gary?
Doing very well, John.
Okay, well, you got 1 week now before your primary. You've got two challengers. How are things shaping up for your campaign today?
Well, we've done a lot of door knocking, a lot of mail-in. It always gets exciting the last week. You've been through a lot of these, John. I'll be glad when we have our nomination process done and one of us can join the winning Cuccinelli-Jackson open chain ticket.
Well, I have to compliment you on this, Gary Byler. We had you on the Friday before the convention a couple of weeks ago. I think that's probably May 17th. And you made this comment that I've repeated to people 100 times. It was quite prophetic. You said, you know what, John, as we were trying to make predictions, and you said, you know what, I've been to many of these. Once that gavel hits, it takes on a life of its own. It grows heads and legs, and you can't control what happens. And, boy, that's exactly how it played out, isn't it?
Well, it is, and that's one of the things I really love about conventions. It really allows the individual delegates to have input into the process in a meaningful way. And in this day and age, it's one of the only areas in politics where a handful of voters can really still make an impact. And for that matter, a convention floor speech make a difference. There's no doubt that Mr. Jackson's speech on that convention floor is part of what changed the outcome, and it's just a really neat thing to not have a foregone conclusion. And I think it's good for the body politic. I think it's good for the party. Awful lot of enthusiastic folks came out of that convention.
Do you think that the selection of E.W. Jackson makes the trio, the ticket, if you will, just too far right to win in Virginia?
Well, no, I don't think that's true. I think that we've got three gentlemen who are all committed to principles, and I think that they will work well together. I don't see much benefit in watering down a ticket with somebody who disagrees on first principles. And I think that this is a ticket that will unite the party and a ticket that will excite the voters.
Now, Gary, you just got the endorsement of candidate now for Attorney General Senator Mark Obenshain. You got that on May 28th. Kind of odd for Obenshain to weigh in on a delegate primary battle when he needs everybody behind him to win his race for Attorney General. Why did you get that?
Well, Mark is a lifelong friend. He was one of the attendants in my wedding to my sainted late wife back in 1988. I will be honest, I did not ask for that. Mark insisted on coming in and helping. We were very honored to have his sister Kate Obenshain and his mother Helen Obenshain on our as supporters and contributors prior to the convention. To be frank with you, John, Mark wanted to give prior to the convention, and I wouldn't let him. I said, Mark, your race is more important than mine. And he reluctantly stayed on the sidelines till after the nomination. But that's what we love about the Obenshain family. They stand up to their principles, and Mark would not hear of holding off anymore. So it means a lot to me to have their family support, and hopefully that will inform some of our local voters as to how deep my commitment is to first principles, and bring along a couple of votes in a week.
Now, Gary, you're running in the Republican primary for delegate in the 85th district. One of your opponents is Scott Taylor, and he's been running some radio ads attacking you personally on some past issues. You've got a piece up now on your website that's basically saying you're not too happy with the attacks. But this is politics. Doesn't he have a right to attack you personally or on issues or anything else? I mean, isn't this all fair?
Well, let me tell you, John, I grew up with the Ronald Reagan School of Politics, and we take these issues very seriously. As you know, the Gipper's famous 11th commandment, thou shalt speak ill of no Republican. And there are times, if there are issue differences or something of that nature, that are certainly in bounds, but gratuitous attacks just to advance your own career are something that I find a little cheesy, particularly against other Republicans. Let me also just say that that this has been a hallmark of Scott Taylor's campaign. This is his third campaign in 5 years, and every time he runs, there's drama. Every time he runs, he attacks the other Republican nominees. He's 0 for 2, coming in fourth place running for mayor, supporting light rail, fourth place running for Congress, all over the board. He rented an apartment in the district, I guess, last summer, so that he could run for his third race in 4 or 5 years. Yeah, sure, this is a free country. He can say whatever he wants, but I don't have to be happy about a Republican Party member tearing down one by one virtually every other Republican in the local party. But hopefully the third loss will be the charm, and we won't have to put up with this much longer.
Okay, well, it's only a week away. One of the aspects of this, though, is that most people are looking at June 11th as a state Democratic primary and not realizing that there are several Republican seats at stake and several GOP primaries. And obviously the way Virginia works is you can vote in one or the other. If there's not a Republican primary going on in your district, then you can go in and vote in the D1, but you can't vote in one or then the other. You got to choose one. Are you concerned about a very low turnout?
Well, no, I'm not. I think that the party faithful will be the ones to be making this election. I do believe that the turnout will be modest, but there's a universe of about 3,000 known hardcore Republican primary voters inside the district. Needless to say, their mailboxes and phones have been very busy the last couple of weeks, and will be busy probably every day between now and Tuesday. So both campaigns know the known universe, and we're getting our message out. In my case, a positive message of experience, competence, and roots to the community. And we think we'll have a couple thousand people participate in the nomination a week from now, and that we're going to be able to get our vote out. That's kind of a cliche in politics, as you know, John. Whoever gets their votes out wins.
Right.
That's, I guess, like the people who score the most points are going to win in a football game. But in this case, I think there's a little deeper meaning to it, and that is basically the folks that have known me for 20, 25, 30, even 40, 45 years. Heck, I had somebody came up the other day and telling me stories about my 92-year-old daddy in the 1950s, and assured me that I had their support because, as they said, we're old Princess Anne County in this house, and that means we're all going to be for Byler. So I think I start off with quite an advantage, having been here for 55 years.
Hey, Gary, we're out of time. We appreciate your joining us, and to try to have you back prior to the big day. Anybody interested, you can go to BylerForDelegate.com. That's BylerForDelegate.com. This is the John Fredericks Show.